Then welcome. If you are not new, then you already know what's going on here. And what's going on? We're getting bigger and bigger. We're getting better and better. And we're shitting turds. I mean, bricks on any and everybody who said we aren't who we are. Listen, Lions, something very important I want to talk to you guys about. We are on episode 24 of my live special series. And I think today is just a very opportune time to really speak on certain things and certain matters of just Mason Jyree and who I am. You know, based off everything that we've talked about from episode one through now. I'm pretty sure the Lions who are new to the Lions Den, y'all know that Mason is. I have been through a lot, in my life. Um, I have been through a lot since a child, and I think the thing is like remembering to not stay in where I've come from. Not stay in, how do I want to put it? To not stay in feeling sad, to not stay in feeling worried, to not stay in feeling, like anxious or like I'm alone or just certain things like that. But today we're going to get into some very good, serious topics and just everything like that, if I'm being real and if I'm being honest with y'all. So, when I was in high school, I had this therapist. I forgot what her name was, but she believed in me. Y'all, if I start crying on this live, please forgive me. I swear to God. I'm setting my phone up right now, but I had this therapist in high school, and she believed in me. And hold up, wait. And I remember, like, basically, she ended up telling me, she was like, Mason, you have BPD, um, OCD, and oppositional defiance disorder. Okay, so these are things that I've dealt with my whole life, And BPD happens like because of trauma that you experienced as a child. So my reason for coming on here and really speaking about this is because I'm like tired of acting like everything is okay every day. I'm tired of acting like I'm just, not going through certain things or like everything is peachy and everything like that. Like it's actually like a mental loop that people who have BPD and people who have OCD that we go through every day. BPD is essentially like just feeling like rejected, feeling like nobody cares about me, feeling like I am abandoned, and it literally does cause like splits within yourself. I dissociate so much every day. Every day it's like I'm always somewhere else. It's like I'm never in my body. And I think that's my BPD trying to protect myself from what is like a perceived attack. Like, and when you have BPD and OCD together, it's kind of like everything just happens over and over and over and over. Like sometimes I'll be sitting in the house and I'll have like an intrusive thought pop up and I'll like slap my head because it's like, what the fuck? Like, what's going on? Um, so, or sometimes, like, I'm not gonna lie, like, sometimes when I think back on the stuff that I've been through and how nobody was there to protect me, I do, like, my personality will, like, I get a little aggravated, I get like angry or agitated and stuff like that. And the ODD is like, I didn't even know that adults can still have ODD because it's primarily diagnosed as a child, but 50% of people who are diagnosed with ODD as a children are they do have ODD in adulthood. And essentially ODD is just like you're not going to come in my life and tell me what to do. It's all just like to protect myself. That's the thing. Like I feel like all these mental disorders, everything that I feel just stems from me not being protected as a child. Okay, it stems from nobody being there for me. It stems from me having to be so strong. Okay, so now listen, here we are with this. We have all that everything out. For a while I tried to sit around and walk around and act as if I didn't have BPD and act as if like everything was okay. And to the people who do have BPD or any like mental disorder, most of the time you don't have those because of you. You have those because of things that you went through as a child you had to suppress. I've been through molestation, poverty, drugs, just different little things. I've seen people like, a bunch of different stuff, just a bunch of different stuff. So, a lot of those things played into where I'm at right now. I never felt like I was gonna be one of those people, no, excuse me, artists to come on here and be like, yeah, I have BPD. Let me talk about it. But it's like, yeah, I might need to elaborate on it, because it's hard, it's really hard every day. I actually saw somebody on the internet, they were talking about BPD and I had to correct them. Because it was like, it's different personalities. BPD is not different personalities. BPD is having triggers and it messes with your emotions. So for instance, like not for instance, what I just said, when you have a trigger, it messes with your emotions, it takes you back to a certain time, and sometimes you can revert back to where you were when you originally first started having those triggers. So like yeah, so I've accepted my diagnosis with that and everything as far as that right there. But now it has me thinking like, okay, cool, damn. Why did people put me through so much? Why didn't people love me? You know? It's like, I'm gonna be honest, anybody else going through what I went through with the mental health diagnosis, the BPD, the OCD, the border, they would be in jail or a mental hospital or on drugs or somewhere else. But I obviously have to have some type of strength. I literally was talking to myself, yes, talking to myself about this morning when I woke up, because I have to have some type of strength not to let these disorders or these things like overcome me. On top of the things I've been through in my community, on top of the rejection, on top of everything else, anybody else would have crumbled. Anybody else would have been like, I can't take this. I'm gonna blow my brains off, or I'm about to go spaz out and hurt somebody. I'm about to, or come lock me up, put me in a mental hospital. But I didn't do that. So that lets me know I have some level of strength. So in all actuality, it makes me wonder, is the BPD real? Is the ODD real? Is the is it even real? What's up, Tiana? And the reason why I say that is because so many people in life sit around, oh, I have BPD, so I never did that. I never like accepted my diagnosis, because I knew, just because, for y'all know, for one, I don't believe in labels, that's for one. And for two, I just never felt like I'm gonna sit up here and accept this for myself, because I'm gonna be better. I'm gonna think better. I'm gonna think better. I'm gonna like feel better, because literally, if you're not struggling with BPD, if you're not struggling with depression, you don't know how somebody feels until you're in their body. Okay, you don't know how somebody feels until you're experiencing what they feel. So, to the people who think people are out here lying about their mental health, get a life, get a job, and get a grip. I am a young black gay man. You don't think I have mental problems? You don't think I've been through everything with the suppression and everything that just comes with who I am? You know? So miss people with the bullshit, okay? Some people get on the internet and they talk about their mental health problems for attention and everything like that. Some people get on here because they can no longer fake the funk anymore. And I'm one of those people, I can no longer fake the funk anymore. Some days I don't feel like it. Some days I don't feel like it. If you're not in my lion's den, some days I don't want to talk to everybody else. I want to talk to my people. Some days I don't want to go outside, you know? And it's like, one of the things that I realized with like oppositional defiancy disorder is that it's all about perceived threats, or like just overscanning my environment. You remember, I don't know if y'all remember me telling you this about how I just want to be in a better place, a better environment, a better area. Because I'm constantly on edge, like, and that does not help with BPD. It doesn't help with my mental stress, always being on edge or always having to like make sure I'm safe. You know. Um, but back to the point, it's like, I think back to, like, just like how my ex treated me, how my mama treated me, how my dad treated me. My dad wasn't there for me, you know, my old friends that I had, and it's like, wow, I'm so sweet, but they really did me wrong, like, it's like, when I think about the mental health issues, on top of the fact that my love life, my family life, has not been that good. And it's not just about love, okay? It's about family. Family is love, same thing. It makes me be like, damn, I want to fuck some shit up. I want to fuck some shit up. I think I want to, rip some stuff off the walls. I think I want to, I think I want to go crazy. People don't understand how. Imagine being at the low of the low and you have nobody to call. I've had nobody to call ever in life. So from the molestation to the introduction of drugs to everything that I've been through, there's been no one there. And yeah, I gotta sit up here and say, yeah, I have BPD. Yeah, I have OCD. Yes, I have oppositional defiancy disorder. Yes, I have all three of those. And it's not because of the simple fact of like, I want those, or it's just that I know I've been through trauma, and it's like I no longer can sit up here and not act like I have not. Um, I'm pretty sure I told y'all earlier in this series that I was going to speak on some more personal things as far as my life and just get more into like myself, if I'm being honest. Um, one thing that I do want to say is that I want people to stop triggering people who have mental health disorders, because a lot of times they'll know that you're nobody to play with, and they'll still do certain things to be like, look, I told y'all, da 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 da. You know what I mean? So stop triggering people, because some people will beat you the fuck up. Some people will knock your head off your shoulders. And personally, I've never been the type to like put my hands on somebody or to do the most, but I feel like just where I'm at now, I've took so much shit. Part of me wants to knock a whole head off their shoulders, because I can't keep feeling how I'm feeling in my head and still take people's bullshit. If you with me, you with me. Like if you feel what I'm saying, let me know. Because you can't keep taking people's bullshit. It's like, okay, listen. A person, I nobody wants to be physically and verbally abused. You get what I'm saying? Like nobody wants to be mentally like, you know what I mean? You get what I mean? Like, yeah, you either get it or you get it or you don't, you don't. So the point of the matter is that like, yeah, going through what I'm going through like in real life just every day, it's a struggle. I didn't even realize how much of a struggle that it is to live every day. Just like with BPD and OCD, because I'm gonna be honest, what I was experiencing, I thought it was just normal. You know, like I already knew I had my diagnosis. This was about 9 years ago. So I was like, okay, cool, you know, okay, cool. But I thought like the repetitive patterns of my brain or my me feeling like because like when I feel emotion, it feels very deep to me. Like it feels like deep, like in my stomach deep. You know what I mean? Like it feels like wow. But I thought that was normal, you know, until I realized this is not normal. I'm like, I'm on an endless loop of the same repetitive cycle over and over and over. And I'm tired of my emotions being high and low. And, you know, people can say, like, people with BPD, it's like, if anybody has BPD and you're a part of the Lions Den or whatever, it's not about that your emotions go up high and low. It's just the fact that if you're around certain triggers, it will cause your emotions to go high and low. So like, yeah, you know, that's where I'm at with it. As far as just like accepting my truth. Now listen, don't come over here acting crazy and talking to me crazy. Now that I told y'all I got BPD, or you know I struggle with BPD and OCD in my past. I'm gonna be honest. I struggled with the BPD in the past. I'm pretty sure I probably still have BPD. The ODD, we're gonna let that slide and hit the floor. You know, we're not gonna even worry about that. You know, but the OCD, I'm still struggling with until this day. I'm still struggling with OCD. So now, don't get on here treat me like some type of mental case. Now I don't need no sympathy. I don't need none of that. I came here to talk to y'all and let y'all know. Okay. And so yeah, don't come over here tomorrow or any next week or next year. We don't need no sympathy. We don't need none of that. I don't want none of that. Okay. Ain't nothing wrong with me. You ain't gotta start talking to me like I'm like, you know, Mason. You ain't gotta do all that. Okay. So yeah. That's just really that, you know, because if I'm being honest, I have been through a lot of trauma as a kid. You know, I have seen a lot of different things I wasn't supposed to see. I have been in a lot of different, you know, experiences that I wasn't supposed to, you know, like meet. So sometimes when people meet me, they're like, it's something about him that I can't put my finger on. And so to some people, it's like, let me push myself away. But I think really what it is the fact that I've been walking around like I haven't been through anything, and it's like I'm trying to like, you know, cover that up. And I think that's what people pick up on. Like it's something more than what meets the eye with them. But I can't put my finger on it, so I'm just gonna, you know. Mm. But yeah, you know, I think accepting my truth is very important to me. Accepting my truth, you know. And part of me, if I'm being honest with you, with y'all, not with you, but with y'all, I felt like, you know, me accepting my truth, we're gonna get a little bit more deeper too in this series. This right here has opened the door for me to accept my truth even more, you know. But me accepting my truth has nothing to do with my like my looks, who I am, or anything like that. It's just about me accepting my truth, you know. Um, I think like BPD, OCD, you know, all those different type of things, they put you in this category or this box, and it has you like look at yourself from a weird lens. And as a person struggling with BPD, some days I already look at myself as a good person or a bad person. It's black and white, and I just don't think that mentality is good for what I'm already going through or living through. So yeah, you know, like I talked to my therapist, and I said, you know, just the even with the drug usage, you know, popping heavy ecstasy and stuff like that. Ecstasy actually, you know, takes the serotonin from your brain. So if you're struggling with things like BPD, and OCD and stuff like that, it's actually making it worse, you know, overindulging in drugs. But that is one of the symptoms of BPD, overindulgence in drugs, reckless sex, reckless drug usage, just, you know, like all those different type of things. So yeah, it's like I'm really overcoming it. Um, I'm I'm trying to pull myself up out of this. I am pulling myself up out of this, and like yeah, you know, I think it's very it's very, you know, because like you can spend your life all your life trying not to accept certain things, you know, because just being black, being gay, being young, they're like we don't do mental health, ain't nothing wrong with you, we not doing that, you know. And I'm just getting to a point where it's like I need help. I want to talk to somebody about it. I need to talk to somebody about it. So yeah, it's just that. But I love y'all Lions. Keep it hot, keep it spicy. Whew. It's your boy Mason Jyree. I'll see y'all tomorrow morning at 10:30 for episode 25. We getting bigger and bigger and bigger. We keeping it sexy. We keeping it hot. Do not forget to keep streaming Ain't No Lover Boy FR and bigger. I love y'all. I want to.